gonna start over that. Broadcasting live from a hollowed out tree stump in the middle of no man's land. You've reached your hosts, James R. Freeman and Jeff Onyx. This is Married with Comedy. Married with Comedy. You know what?
This is gonna be the last time for like a month that we do shows this time.
Yeah, we're gonna switch to. Well,
Why are we not doing Friday nights? Why are we doing Sundays again?
Because we could do Friday nights if you want. I'm just saying that I got to be doing like store stuff.
So you don't want to have to get up and do a store front on Saturday after being up on Fridays.
Well, I do it Sunday anyway. So I'm good with either way. Hi.
Are you sure? Because I mean,
yeah, I'm good with either
we
way.
can talk more, but
yeah.
Well, maybe we'll do it on Friday and then play it again on Saturday. But then we'll be live on Friday. But then we can play it on Saturday.
Whatever. I don't care.
Are you sure you don't care? Because
you do it Friday. No, I don't care. We do
Friday.
Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, Friday's good.
I prefer Friday if that's okay.
Yeah, Friday.
Is that all right with you?
Yeah, because I leave the stores anyway, like between 6 and 7 anyway, to get up here in time to do the thing.
Right, but I also, I don't know, that gives you an extra day to do storefronts too.
Yeah. By the way, I changed some settings, so hopefully this is better.
What settings did you change other than?
I changed the video settings. I changed the frame rate settings. I changed the audio settings. The audience may be hearing a hum. You could ask your fair lady if she would like log on to our thing and try to listen so that she can hear our hum. She can hear our hum. And look at the way you're sitting. You're not even sitting in your right place.
Oh, I know. It's hilarious, dude. So frustrated. I'm like going crazy trying to think of this thing. You
know what's funny is I was going to readjust the camera so that it fit us correctly, You know what I'm saying? So that it did correctly, but I didn't, and it's still pretty good. Still pretty good.
And I've messed it up by turning the other way.
No, I mean if you were to move over, I would at least turn a little bit. See, look how you are. You're taking up half the screen.
Wow, check this out, dude. The lack of social relationships defined as socialization or loneliness.
Well, why don't you?
Has frequently been the focus of research. The concepts of social isolation and loneliness have often been used interchangeably. They are, however, distinct, but nevertheless interrelated concepts.
Okay, so he's preparing. He's doing his show prep.
I'm still doing my show prep
during the beginning of the show.
During the show, that's terrible organization skills.
So
if you can even call it a skill, because I'm so terribly disorganized.
Yeah. So on today's show we got so the first hour we're gonna have our opening our opening thing. We're gonna have This Week in Comedy History, the breakdown, Outpost Survival Tip of the Week 420, and a conjecture or fact thing, and then we'll reset for the second hour. So you ready to do the thing? Is that that's your opening bit?
What?
There you go. Hi.
Sure. Whatever you say. I don't know.
Well, I'll just get right into it then. There we go. By the way, you know what's really cool about that being sheer the way it is? The light reflects off of it, so even if that door back there is open, which I can see through it, they can't.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You've done a really good job, Mr. Producer.
Yeah, Mr. Producer.
I'm gonna get sued by the great one for calling you that.
Mr. Producer and we don't have a Mr. Call Screener.
We don't have a Mr. Call Screener.
The great one. Get off the phone, you jerk.
Sometimes he drives me crazy too, though, because he does all the name calling and stuff, and it's like, but then I get it. I don't know. He gets lit, so I guess I get it. But all that name calling stuff, it doesn't do anything but sidetrack your.
Hey, we're on the air. What's up?
Argument.
No audio.
I don't know if we do or not. Are you listen? Are you gonna be able? Can you listen to it?
No audio.
I
wonder why.
She's gonna shut that door. She doesn't want us hearing her, I think, is what's happening.
So they're saying there's no audio at all, but I can see this stuff going
Well,
on.
what
aren't they?
happened? Did you lose the
See?
mixer already?
No, look, you can see it there.
Well, there's audio here, but it's not getting there. What's happening?
Hey, there you go. I see
What
it.
has happened?
So yeah, your mom and Melissa were both telling me that there's no audio. Well, Chris Pemberton says he can hear me. Okay. Are you? Yeah, send me messages. So apparently some people couldn't hear us, but some people could, and some people can't, and some people can. Chris Pemberton says he can hear me.
We're having technical. There we go.
Oh, we're experiencing technological difficulties. Technological difficulties.
Yes. Technical.
Are you throwing up gang signs? Now, if everybody in the
We're
chat
experiencing technical
You know what's funny is
issues.
that's supposed to be on the Comedy Vets thing, but I didn't even pull it up.
What in the world is happening?
I didn't pull
We
it
are
up.
so disorganized.
Okay, they can hear me now.
Can you hear me now?
They can hear us now. Here we go. This week in comedy
What the
history,
fuck?
March 15th through March 21st. February 4th,
Okay, ready?
February
Okay,
4th, 1930.
February 4th.
Because you're doing somebody was born and then somebody died. So apparently they died on the 15th. So I have to say when they were born.
Okay, so they were born on the 4th and they died. So they got to experience their birthday before they died. That's
So
good.
February
All right.
4th, 1936, David Brenner was born and he died March 15, 2014.
Is that the Hulk?
No.
Oh,
Known
that's
as
David Banner. My bad.
known as the most frequent guest on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Really?
Yeah.
Was
Big
he the one-
nose.
Is he the one who used to steal the jokes for Johnny?
I don't know.
Maybe that's why he was so frequent.
Brenner, so you might not know that Brenner used his fame and fortune to send his parents.
What?
Well, he had money.
I'm sorry. He used his what?
Fame and fortune.
Okay. I'm sorry.
To send his parents on cruises because he wanted to do something for his parents, and as soon as he got some money, he started sending his parents on cruises.
I'll bet that's why he said it won't.
And both of his parents died on a cruise,
Nuh-uh.
2 years apart. So his
I
father
feel bad for laughing.
his father died, and then 2 years later his mom died on a cruise.
What?
Yeah.
So they didn't even die on the same cruise.
No, they and here's the
And
thing.
then
They
the
kept
first
going.
one died and didn't take the hint.
Yeah,
and kept taking fucking cruises.
Yeah.
Golly.
March
All right.
16th, 1906, Henry Youngman was
We might
born,
not be able to do anything about the
and he died February 21st, 1998. Henny Youngman,
Henny Youngman. That sounds like a fake name.
known for his mastery of the one-liner. He was like the best at one-liners.
No.
Better than anyone else in the
No, he was not better than Rodney Dangerfield. Let's stop. Okay?
He created the one-liner, "Take my wife, please."
No.
Yeah,
Are we really saying that?
Henny Young. He wrote that in 1930 something.
Okay. That's probably true then.
So whoever you were thinking about probably
Rodney Dangerfield.
was influenced by this guy, because a
It's
lot of people
possible.
were influenced by this guy. But you
that
might
he influenced him, but I still can't conceive of anyone who did the one-liners better.
well, I mean, this guy apparently was really famous for it. Anyway, you might not know.
Just-
Uh,
okay, I'm gonna shut up because now I obviously am out of my league.
Youngman started doing stand-up comedy after he worked at a print shop writing comedy cards containing one-liners, and someone said those one-liners are pretty funny, you should do that on stage. So he started doing it on stage, like in the 30s and 40s.
Okay.
Crazy, huh? Okay. May 31st, 1894, Fred Allen was born, and he died March 17th, 1956. Known as the most popular and forward-thinking humorist of the golden age of radio.
Cool. I'm a humorist, so I
Um,
like that. That's interesting.
though he was an admired comedian, he was also the most censored comedian, censored person on the air, often belittling his network executives on air. He influenced such people as Howard Stern, David Letterman, and pretty much anybody else that used to have problems with their network.
Crap on there.
Yeah.
Talks crap on their guests.
Yeah, talk smack.
Now, there is some level of, well, they're saying it how it is, and there's another level of shock jock. And that's what seems to be anymore. It used to be more about,
Your mom says she can't hear you.
Attack.
She can't hear us, but everybody else can. You should unmute your computer, or she can't hear me to say it. To unmute it. Oh, that's funny.
You can hear? There's a delay.
That's funny. What about that over there? Here, maybe she's listening on there. Can you click that thing?
What do I click on?
See the little E for Edcast? Yeah, put it down here.
Yep, put it down there. Wait, it should be good this way though, right?
And then I'll do like this.
Okay, what am I doing over here? What am I doing? What am I clicking on?
The E down at the bottom.
Edcast.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
it's on.
It sounds like it. Yeah,
it's
it looks like it. I mean,
unmute.
Unmute, mum.
Mum.
Unmute, mum.
Unmute, mum.
I don't know. You're not hearing anything. You want to reply over there? Want to unmute? That's so hilarious, lady.
Mute.
Love you,
mum. Unmute, mum. Okay.
Okay.
I gotta get back to our camera thing. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Here we go.
We're back.
March 18th, 1972, Dane Cook was born.
What? March 18th?
March 18th, 1972.
72.
Dane Cook was born. Known as the highest charting comedian in 28 years, with his albums going platinum. I guess for 28 years there was a gap there where nobody went platinum.
I guess. No comedians anyways, right?
Yeah, he was one of the first comedians to use a personal website and his MySpace page to build a large following of fans. And he was basically a social marketing pioneer. He was one of the first comedians to do social marketing.
He did that show Tourgasm. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Tourgasm.
If you have not.
Yeah.
It's great. It was really good.
Yeah.
And there's
What do you do this?
It's like a
that was his symbol.
No, it was it's the opposite of the rock and roll symbol or whatever, because normally you do like I mean not the rock and roll, but the I love the devil symbol.
Yeah, like that.
But it's the opposite.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
I don't remember.
March 19th.
I mean, I remember what it was, but I don't remember why.
March 19th, 1894, Moms Mabley was born.
Day after Dane Cook was born.
She died May 23rd, 1975. Known as a veteran entertainer on the Chitlin circuit.
She did die right after he was born. That's funny.
She was one of the veteran entertainers on the Chitlin circuit back then. The Chitlin circuit, are you familiar with this?
No.
It was a group of black entertainers that would go around and entertain, and they called it the Chitlin circuit, where they would just travel to black-owned establishments.
Chitlins?
Yeah, no, black-owned establishments. That's what they called it.
Seems like a little bit racist.
Okay, so you might not know that.
I don't know if they can do
back
that
then.
anymore. I think we should make that person's family apologize.
They do now. Have you seen
for her actions?
Have you seen in our comedians group for the Kansas City area that they're doing black only shows and black comedian only and only apply if you're black, or women only shows?
Black folks been doing that for a minute, bro.
No, but I'm saying if I went in there and said the same thing, dude.
They've been doing it for a minute because for the longest time they couldn't get in with the white folks.
Isn't that crazy?
They had to do all that, dude.
I'm just saying that's silly.
I'm just saying it's been around for a long time.
So, Moms Mabley.
Make your own way, and to be honest with you, if they didn't complain about us having all white stuff, then I wouldn't have a problem with either one.
So, Moms Mabley.
And I mean that as anyone.
Her father was killed.
About having a group of white folks name something.
No, I'm saying
Why?
that they're doing all
just
throughout the
messing
country
at
where they're
Talking
doing
shit.
segregated shows where they're
I
doing
know,
a
I'm just
white only
messing
show and a
around.
black only show.
I know.
And back in the day, weren't people pissed off about that? Now they're not. I just don't get it.
I don't think people were pissed off about it back in the day, were they?
Yeah, there were people who did the whole civil rights movement because they didn't want to segregate, and now they're moving back towards segregation.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I guess my point was that even after they desegregated everything, there was still quite a bit of segregation. And then you got, what was his name? J.C. Nichols? Was that the guy's name?
The catalog guy?
No, the freaking real estate guy. That
Oh, I thought he was a catalog guy.
Hence the
No, that was
Plaza,
thinking-
J.C. Nichols.
I was thinking J.C.
What is wrong
Whitney.
with you, man?
Whitney catalog. The J.C. Whitney automotive
But he
catalog.
had like a process by which black folks were not allowed to rent from him. Basically, if you check mark that in your box, and he was trying to rent.
Well,
from
that's what I'm
him,
saying. That's messed up.
He-
But is it then now okay to not rent for people based on their race, and to have a black only community and a white only community? You can't rent to white people in this one community, and you can't rent to black people in this other community.
Well,
If it was wrong then it's wrong now. If people said it was wrong then it's wrong now.
Well, and my point was more of that it was wrong to have it one-sided. But when black folks was like, you know what, we're tired of all this, we're just going to do our own thing anyway. Then you start that process. Now they're bad-mouthing it, but it's a process that was done because the system, even though they were saying it in public, they still weren't really allowing black folks in. So black folks had to make their own stuff, man.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
what I'm saying.
People. What I'm saying is that if people thought it was wrong then it's still wrong today. And those same people that were saying that was wrong then and that's bad are people promoting it being good today.
I think the circumstances are different. What I would say is, as a country that has a constitution, or a constitutional republic, constitution that says, look, you can't be mad if they start an all-black community. But
Well,
they
I
can't
have
be
no problem
mad.
with that.
Those other people can't be mad when we start all-white communities. I think segregation as a policy is based in ignorance and hate for other people, based on based on information that doesn't matter, right? So
and something you can't
if you're
change.
building
You
a
can't do
white
anything about it.
community, I don't agree with you. If you're building a black community, I don't agree with you. However, the best part about our country is that we should be able to disagree on these things, but everyone still just talk about it and try to come to some common ground where we
Yeah.
understand each other, except for the NAMBLA people. Sorry, I'll never get it.
Nope.
Okay, am I interrupting you today? Is
Yeah,
that what's happening?
So, Mom's Mabley, her dad was killed. He was a volunteer firefighter,
Sorry.
and the fire truck that he was on exploded, and he died. And at the time, he owned a general store, and her mom's Mabley, her mom was like a caretaker or a housemaid or something like that, like a cleaning lady, whatever.
Okay.
So the mom took over the general store, and then on Christmas Day she was walking home from church, and she got hit by a truck and was killed. So both of her parents were killed in really weird ways.
Wow, Jeff, this is a really dark episode, bro. This is getting dark.
March 20th, nothing happened. March 21st, March 20th, that's today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yay, this happened today.
First day of March. Or, I mean, spring. In the 20th or is it the 21st?
The first day of spring is Mother's Day here in Missouri.
That's funny.
March 21st, 1958.
We've become the North Pole.
Brad Hall was born. Best known as a Weekend Update anchor on Saturday Night Live. You might not know that Hall was an avid surfer and learned how to surf as soon as he knew how to walk. He learned how to walk, got in the water, and started surfing.
I find that hard to believe.
And that was this week in comedy history. You know what's really funny?
Maybe
is,
boogie board, but I doubt he was surfing.
I didn't feel like putting up the subtitles. This week in comedy history.
All right, so
That was this week in comedy history.
oh boy.
Did you
On
like that one?
note, sure, that was great, dude. I'm sorry I kept interrupting.
No, man, it's your turn.
Would have
It's about damn
been a
time.
better segment if I hadn't.
You think so?
I don't know. I'm having a bit of a day, so I'm trying to stay focused.
Focused. As the Chinese guy I used to work for used to say, focused. Focused.
You stay focused.
You need to focus. You need to focus.
You focus.
You focus. So, what's the next segment? Oh, the breakdown.
Breakdown.
Do you really?
Down.
You don't really need your subtitles, do you? Subtitles? You don't need subtitles, do you?
Take down. Break.
You don't need the bottom third, do
You're
you?
busted.
Do you need your third? You need the bottom third?
I don't know.
What's the breakdown about today?
It doesn't matter, right?
What's the breakdown about?
I have been on an 80s movie kick.
80s movie.
Yes, 80s movies. Turns out that you can tape 4 movies at once on the DVR.
Really?
Isn't that great? And watch something, apparently. That's kind of crazy. And I still maxed it out where it told me, hey, you're going to have to cancel one of your recordings or you're not going to be able to watch this. It's at like 87% or something.
So you're doing DVR in and stuff?
Yeah, you know. Oh, that's nice. You didn't have to do that, man. Really. I wouldn't go bug you about
The
it.
breakdown, yeah.
But,
Boom.
so I've been doing that, and there's like this Paramount channel, which is okay. And stupid me, that's why I was singing that song.
Which one?
I taped Beverly Hills Cop. On the Paramount channel. Like an idiot.
80s movies.
80s movies are great. Okay? And if you haven't seen Beverly Hills Cop, you gotta watch it. It's phenomenal. It made Eddie Murphy an action star. Like,
Breakdown.
anyways. Well, that's the name of the song in the movie. So then when you put that up there, I'm like, breakdown, shake down.
You like your little table that I made for you? Your little armrest?
Breakdown, shake. Well, you also know how I am too, so
Yeah.
I write with either hand. So like if I'm doing something, I can. I don't know though. This thing's kind of like.
The whole point that it's on the drawer.
There we go.
Sitting
That's
on the
better,
drawer.
thank you. That's better. So anyways, yeah, so I've been watching 80s movies and my wife watched Red Dawn with me.
Oh, the original?
Yes.
The remake
She
is
was
stupid.
like, hey, isn't that Charlie Sheen?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
You-
he looks so young.
Did you know who else was in that?
Yeah,
The
okay.
best actor in the world was in it.
Oh, Patrick Swayze.
C. Thomas Howell.
Oh, C. Thomas Howell was awesome, Robert.
Dude, C. Thomas
That
Howell.
dude, man.
He is the best actor in the world because he acts like he can't act.
I know, right? He's well trained too.
He's well trained at not knowing how to act.
And he's been in some great movies. He was in The Outsiders and Red Dawn, of course. He was in The Hitcher.
Stand by Me. Yeah, Stand by Me.
C. Thomas Howell's not.
Yeah.
Which one was he in? Stand
I
By
don't
Me? He
remember.
wasn't one of the 4 kids.
Wasn't he in like It, the original? Spider-Man. Anyway,
Okay.
You can't. You
Forget
can't
C.
have.
Thomas Howell. You get me off the subject
You
here.
can't have an A's movie without C. Thomas Howell.
That is
Come on.
true. That guy was 60. He was 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon before Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
And then Breakfast Club was one that we just watched.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, my wife, and I guess she's watched it on regular TV when she was younger. So, because it came out the year she was born, for crying out loud. Yeah. So, so when she watched it, it was on regular TV and it was dubbed. So she was surprised to find out some of the things that was in it. Get the orange on
Did you hear the
me, know
remake
what I'm
of it?
saying?
The Breakfast Club.
They made a remake.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's coming out.
Nuh-uh.
It's called Unlawful Detention.
Nuh-uh. You
Sorry.
jerk. Yeah, me going for a second. And then we watched the original Red Dawn. We watched Breakfast Club. Let's see. I watched Weird Science. And Hard to Kill. I did a Kelly LeBrock double feature. If you guys don't know who that is, you gotta check it out. She was like the original. Oh my gosh, look at that Amazon chick. We gotta put her in some movies. And I don't know, she did okay with Weird Science. She did okay with Hard to Kill. If you haven't seen Hard to Kill, it was Steven Seagal, which she was married to, but then he beat her up because I guess he's got a little winky and
out of the two,
somebody might
she
find
acts
out
better
about
than
it
Steven
or something.
Seagal.
I know, right? But I don't understand how you could just, I don't know, man. She was, who cares what a woman says or
Come over here.
does to you?
He's like this.
Why would you ever
you
put
look
your
so
hands on a
sexy.
woman? Yeah. But then it's even worse because the guy was like a 7th Dan black belt and
Yeah.
Aikido.
You should know better than
And-
that, bro.
You know what I mean? I mean, what I'm saying is he's trained. So, like, if he puts his hands on her, it's going to be a whole lot worse. And apparently it was. He beat her up pretty good. So,
Yeah.
anyway,
No, any good. I have no idea.
I don't know why I got off on that tangent. But my point was I watched the Kelly LeBrock double feature. And I'll say this. I watched a couple of the Weird Science shows back, maybe a couple of years back or whatever, because they popped up on my YouTube and whatnot. And, yeah, it just wasn't the same.
Kelly the Rock Johnson.
Kelly LeBrock Johnson.
I have no idea who any of those people are.
Yeah, Kelly LeBrock. Yeah, she was pretty.
No idea.
She was in Weird Science, man. She was the chick that they made
Okay.
from scratch with their computer with the bras on their head.
See, but that movie
Do you
was
not know?
that movie was like the exactly what teenage boys would do if they could make a person.
Yeah, I would have made a Kelly LeBrock.
But
I would have made one that looked like that.
they didn't seem very
6 foot tall, Irish.
they didn't seem very intelligent, so
Yeah.
I'm surprised it didn't turn out like Reanimator.
Well, I'll say this. I mean, the movie wasn't all freaking, wonderful and whatnot either. I mean, she got herself and the boys into some hot water
Yeah.
with her antics and whatnot. But ultimately, I think that the 80s movies had a bit of excluding Red Dawn, of course, had a bit of a, I don't know, man, a bit of everything's gonna be all right to them. You know what I mean?
Red Dawn.
Like, no matter what the movie, even Red Dawn to some extent, maybe.
That we're in a bad scrape right now, but we will overcome.
Yeah,
They were movies about overcoming.
sort of, but in a fun kind of way too.
And the Mad
right?
Max movies. The Mad Max movies are
Even
really overcome it.
that even had a bit of a sense of humor to it sometimes, which was odd.
Buckaroo Banzai. Across the Fifth Dimension.
Yes.
That movie was great. And I seriously thought that Peter Weller
Peter Weller, there it is. I was trying to think of his name.
was Adam Ant.
Because
Because he was a musician in the movie, and the way that they did their stuff, it was a lot like Adam Ant.
Well, and they look
identical.
similar. Well, I don't know about identical.
Pretty
but
close,
similar.
dude. Pretty close.
They could be family members. That
Yeah.
close.
I thought, well, I have
They're
Asperger's
all
syndrome, so I
related
thought they
in
were
Hollywood
exactly the same.
anyways, if I'm not mistaken.
They're
all
what?
related in Hollywood.
Yeah, somehow.
Well, and
They just
some of them
changed their
have,
name.
yeah, and there's kids that don't want people to know who their parents are.
Well, like
so they
Sean
change
Astin.
their name, and then
Sean Astin, apparently his dad and grandparents and people like that were in Hollywood, and they're like really famous. I had no idea.
I didn't either. Yeah. Now you know how he got
I
so
just-
much work.
I just think he's a great actor.
Oh,
If you've never seen the color of magic Discworld series, the Discworld series, he does a great job in that series.
Was it like disc golf reality show or something?
No, it's a world that is a disc that resides in the universe on top of a
Kind of
turtle,
like our world.
a giant turtle, and they sit on the giant turtle. the world resides on a giant turtle, and it's a giant disc. It's called Discworld, the color of magic.
Okay, well, there's some aspects of that in reality. I mean, like the Native Americans believed that the United States was a turtle, and it turns out it's kind of in the shape of a turtle if you look at it.
Yeah.
Not the United States, excuse me, North America
North America.
is in the shape of a turtle.
Turtle.
So I mean, there's some aspects to that, and then of course the guy who went up in the hot air balloon to look at the world.
Yeah.
He went like 100 miles up or something like that. Almost died, almost got frostbite and all this other stuff. They kind of made a movie, but I haven't seen the movie. But he said that the Earth looked like a round, flat disc. That's what he said. So, there was a movie called The Signal. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Okay, I love that movie. I
Yep.
truly love that movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, it's a great sci-fi movie. And I almost don't want to even say why we brought that up right now, because if you haven't seen it, it will spoil the whole movie for you.
Yeah.
Because the big reveal is,
Spoiler alert.
yeah, there we go. Spoiler alert. Earmuff it if you don't want to hear this. But the big reveal is where they're at. It happens to be like a big, like, I don't know, planet, like, not planet, like, but, I don't know, country, like a country, but it's set on just a floating dirt mound of some sort. You know, like the old thoughts that the Earth used to be just this big
Mound.
flat, yeah, on top, and then it had a mound, and it was sitting on a,
Like the floating land masses in Avatar.
Avatar, yes, kind of like that, but big, huge, right?
Yeah.
And then because he had bionic legs, he was able to reach the end of it. Right?
You gotta watch John Carter.
Oh, I did watch John Carter.
It's a good story.
So full of symbolism. I don't
It
even
was.
want to get started.
It was a hey. Could we do a movie about the
And the
Anunnaki?
acting was.
Can we do a movie about the Anunnaki that is not a Will Smith movie? Sorry.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Anunnaki is ancient aliens.
Okay, gotcha. But there's like millions of movies
I know.
about aliens that don't have Will Smith.
You know, today's
He only did the
conjecture of
ones.
fact was going to be about precursor civilizations, but now it's not.
Uh-oh, you changed your mind
I did,
midstream.
so we'll have to do that. I mean, I already wrote it down what it's going to be, but it's not going to be that.
All right, I'm finished.
Okay then.
Thou must continue thine show.
Outpost survival tip of the week. Okay, so the most recent thing about the was it that the ice storm stuff? Well, they were doing rolling blackouts and things of that nature. So something that came up that is very useful and I recommend that you get is a
excess power.
chargeable flashlight, a rechargeable flashlight. Now, the most common rechargeable flashlight is something like this, where it has a rechargeable battery in it that you take out and you put the battery on a charger, and then once the battery's in the charger, you can charge up the battery. The problem with these is, I'll do a top down, there it is. The problem with these kind of flashlights is that while you're charging it, the battery is on the charger, not inside the flashlight. So you're charging it, and you might forget the battery, which I did today, or you might forget the flashlight, which I've done on occasion, where I had the battery in my pocket, but I didn't have the flashlight.
That's something I would do.
But the benefit of something like this, which I can't remember where I put it, these also are interchangeable with headlamps. These batteries that are in this can go into multiple different types of flashlights as long as they're similar size. The battery can switch out. So this battery that's rechargeable I've got like 5 flashlights that this battery can fit into, plus the headlamp thing. I can take out the little AAA battery thing that's in it and put this battery in it, and then I can use the headlamp with a rechargeable battery. So this is the most common one. Well, then you've got regular batteries that you can, not regular, but rechargeable batteries that you can recharge, like AA's, AAA's, and recharge those batteries and use them in a normal flashlight. The problem with that is the charge doesn't stay very long, and after charging it 15, 20 times, the batteries have to be replaced. So it ends up being a moot point, right? You ever had rechargeable batteries that you're like, why is it not charging?
They slowly
eventually
decrease, yeah.
The best rechargeable flashlight I've ever had is this one. This flashlight is a rechargeable flashlight. It has a hook on the end, so you can hook it on stuff. It has a wrist strap. And I can't remember how much they were.
Feature.
Yeah, and it's got a bottle opener and a clip, which I clip that to my shirt when I'm out running around. I clip it to my shirt.
And if it's on, you can see.
It's got a floodlight and a high beam, or like a direct beam. So this one is like pointed, focused, and this one is high beam or floodlight, and they can both be on at the same time. And it's very, very bright. That's all 3 of them on. Needs to be charged. Anyway, but it also has magnets on the back, so that's why you didn't see it sitting there, magnetized to the filing cabinet there. The reason that this is my favorite of all time is because feel how light that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. Looks great, dude.
So I've got 2 of those. One, I can't remember which one, but I took one up in the attic, and I was moving boxes around and set the boxes down on top of the flashlight and lost it because I couldn't remember where it was. So my wife bought me another one. So I've now got 2 of these. But the reason I like these the most is they're rechargeable with a regular USB, micro USB cord, like you do with your cell phone.
Oh, really?
So it's micro USB.
Okay.
So we've got like this flashlight, another flashlight, walkie-talkies, cell phones, little cameras, and different MP3 players that all plug into the same kind of plug. So we have like a charging station where we plug in different things that charge, and they could all charge at the same time or whatever. But the biggest reason I like this type, even though it's huge, it's waterproof. My pipe broke underneath the house, and I had to take this down there, and it was sitting in the water, and it was still on. And you know, like, see how it can be like that, or you can turn it.
It's like a regular flashlight when you straighten it out.
Yeah, it's like a regular flashlight. So
that's pretty cool, man. I like it.
So I would recommend you get a rechargeable flashlight.
I want one of those. Those are cool.
Hey, Melissa, if you can put a link in the comments of where you got the flashlight, that'd be cool. Maybe Walmart had them or something.
Sure.
But anyway,
I like those.
Very cool. I can't even remember the name, the brand. It says right there, but I can't read it. I need a flashlight to read it.
Might D Light.
Might D Light. Like a mighty light.
Mighty light.
Might D Light. Mighty light. Might D Light. Anyway, very cool. If you have a bug out bag or whatever, you can put one of these in a bug out bag. My bug out bag has a solar panel in it, and this can hook up to the solar panel because it's a USB thing. So I keep a multi-thing USB thing. You can also recharge this with one of those little rechargeable battery banks that you recharge as your phone.
Right.
So you can actually have this charged up or whatever. I've gone out in the woods with this as my flashlight hooked onto me or whatever, and went out and set up like a whole canopy or tent or whatever, and was able to like hang it on the tree. You can hang it by this. You can like do all kinds of cool stuff hanging it up or whatever. But bottle opener, that's a good thing. Yeah. I don't have anything.
Got bottles out there, I don't know.
I don't have anything that I open with a bottle opener. So anyway, so that was the Outpost Survival Tip of the Week: rechargeable flashlights.
All right. Yay.
Yay. 420. Do you I'll do it for you. 420. 420. Uh-huh.
420, man. Gonna meet at the quad.
Meet at the quad?
Yeah.
Is that like see you at the pole?
No.
But see you at the bong?
Maybe.
420. Oh, actually, that can't be that. That's not accurate
Why?
because the
You gotta put the line in it.
no,
It's a date.
it's got to be
Green.
gotta be green.
That's fine.
Gotta be like that kind of.
Yeah, good job, man.
It's gotta be green. But then again, it blends
you gotta
in.
Bring it up. You gotta bring it up further then.
No, I can do it. I got an idea.
You gotta make it greener.
I'm gonna do the background color white, and then boom,
Boom, baby.
there.
It's like butter.
420.
Damn it.
420.
Very nice.
So what's your 420 thing about?
Yeah? 420, yeah? As always, 420's pseudo sponsor is Shaman Smokes.
Shaman Smoke.
I do the original because I don't need all that flavored crap. I'm too old for that.
Oh.
CBD smokes. 3 or 4 a day keeps the
CBD.
cigarettes away. You know what I mean?
BBD.
So today I wanted to talk about my holiday fudge.
Holiday fudge.
Yes. Yes, I had a request for my holiday fudge.
Walmart.
Cooper Lighting Might Delight.
Oh, and she put it in there too.
Thank you, Mrs. Onyx. Very nice.
She put it in both chats. But she didn't. We didn't. You're not even doing that one.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't want to mess with it. All right, where was that?
If
Oh, yeah,
you're
my
listening-
holiday fudge.
If you're
Yeah.
watching this on the Comedy Vets Facebook thing, he doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, I apologize, but today ain't the day. It ain't gonna work. So my holiday fudge, and I don't know if you've noticed or if you could tell from the cherry tomato eyes I have right now.
I thought you were going to see your face. Your face does look red.
It does look a little bit red. I've been laughing a lot.
And why is my face all pale?
I don't know, because you don't laugh enough. Holiday fudge,
I can't
man.
do it.
My holiday fudge is made with green butter.
Unpack it.
And so obviously you want to use the recipe, the fudge recipe that uses butter. There are recipes where there are other ingredients you can use besides that, but I use butter because you mix the butter with the greenery and then it becomes green butter. And you take the green butter and you make stuff out of it.
Yeah. But
It's a whole family recipe. The funny part is, people always say that stems and seeds don't have THC in them. Sorry, that is untrue. Completely untrue. And I used to save all my seeds and stems, and I'd get, a couple ounces of it.
grind them up.
Grind it up as fine as you could get it, and then slow cook it at just under 200 degrees in the butter.
Like 180.
It's probably closer to 190, 195 maybe. But you slow cook it like that where it's just on the edge of a slow boil. Right? I mean, just on the edge where it's just barely popping. And you want to cook it like that for a couple hours.
On the stove?
Yeah, on the stove. And then you probably have to add, over a couple hours, you probably have to add a little bit of butter to go with it. So maybe add like a half a thing of butter. But be careful, because sometimes you put that butter in there, it'll flash.
Salted,
You wanna be careful.
unsalted, or
Unsalted.
margarine?
Unsalted.
Not margarine?
Do not use salted butter. Please don't use margarine.
See, I'm
I don't
helpful.
even want to
I'm interrupting for
start.
good reasons now.
Yeah, Mrs. Onyx.
I'm progressing. I'm progressing the comments and the topic.
That's funny. All right. So, anyways, I'm not going to tell you too much about how to make it. I gave you enough hints that if you know what you're doing already, you'll be able to make it no problem.
Well, that's like a lot of recipes. If you just replace one ingredient and you make it the way you normally make it.
Right. But there's lots of ways you can make the butter too. Like, there's a way that you can take the greenery, you grind it up and you put it in the oven.
Yeah, at
And
180.
you cook it at 180. That's right. That's where the 180 comes in.
Dry it out.
30 minutes to dry it out real good. And then you put it in water and butter. There's a little difference there. So I don't want to get into that one because that is not my recipe. That's not how I do it. I'm saying there are multiple ways that you can make your butter. But once you make the butter, then you make your fudge. Now, if you don't do cow's butter and you have to pick something else, right? You can possibly use like coconut oils
What
or
about
things
lard?
like that. Well, I mean, who wants to put lard in their fudge for crying out loud? I mean,
Oh my gosh, lard fudge?
Excuse me.
Dude, there are so many recipes that
Oh,
if
God.
you use lard with it instead, like the original recipes of a lot of the stuff, instead of using shortening, they would use lard, like shortening
Mom's
bread.
little baby loves you.
Dude, lard shortening bread without the shortening, just lard bread. Dude, you know why I knew about that 180?
Why?
Because I was learning how to make acorn flour. How to process down acorns to make acorn flour, and they do
You have to
180
cook
degrees.
The acorns at 180. It's a
Yeah.
roasting temperature.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And to slow roast anything, just for people who are paying attention right now, that's a real good rule of thumb.
And some people
All right.
grind them up before they dry them, and some people don't grind them up before they dry them. It's just preference, personal preference.
Yeah, I mean, and what is it? Dandelion root tea, I think is 180 too. I think you gotta.
Most of them are 180.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, we're getting off subject. My point is,
Fudge.
the holiday fudge is fire, and it's such fire that you don't have to wait till the holidays for Jay's holiday fudge. Now, I used to sell it, and I actually sold batches, dude. I used to sell a batch of fudge for $50.
But they,
And so you guys, sir, I used to sell cakes and all kinds of stuff back in that. We're talking 10, 12 years ago when I first knew.
but
my
you could
wife.
do
I was
booths and stuff at all these festivals and stuff.
If I
because
were
now
legal,
it's legal.
if I were legal and went through the processing and whatnot, I could do all that. But I'll say this:
You just
my
sell
wife,
a little chunk of fudge.
I would make the butter, but my wife would do the baked goods. Because I'm gonna tell you what, my wife cook her ass off, and she can bake too.
Well, she needs to
And
cook.
that's hard to
She needs
get.
to cook
Look,
a lot more than.
They're,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
but that's the other thing.
She's on the
too,
other
like-
side of the wall too. She probably heard me.
She's over there, and she probably listens to all this shit. But the holiday fudge, man, I don't know, dude. It's different when you got a little bit of fudge. Because if you eat fudge like I do, I like to get the bite of the fudge and let it melt and really try to enjoy it. And you get, when you do the holiday fudge, man, you really get that good THC flavor to it, where it almost seems to absorb into your mouth. So like, literally, as you're eating the fudge, you can feel yourself getting high. You can feel your hair growing. It's all.
As you're talking, other things are going through my head that have nothing to do with what you're saying.
I know, and you're not saying them because you're trying to be polite.
I'm trying. See that curtain? I need to clip that up higher.
He's not gonna be. Nope, he's saying it anyways. I don't give a shit. One of my favorite baked goods though.
But there's a
was the-
holiday almost every month.
Yeah, and you can find reasons, and then the fudge itself. I mean, a good peanut butter fudge, dude. Oh my gosh, bro. THC peanut butter fudge is the And I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that the peanut butter has high protein levels and whatnot. I don't geek out on it like that, but there is some level of difference to the peanut butter fudge when you make it. So,
Well, it adds a little
Enjoy this.
bit of a different flavor to it anyway.
well, yeah, yeah, because there's the oil.
You know what?
Factor.
Okay, I've never smoked the
cheap-
partaking of any of this cannabinoids.
Not yet. We'll get you, man. I'll
But-
make some M&Ms or something. And you'll
Here's
do
my thought process on it.
chocolate. That's another thing you make.
The taste of banana reminds me of the smell of cannabis.
The taste of banana
The taste of
reminds
banana.
you of the smell of cannabis.
Yeah.
Is that because you smoked banana peels once?
I don't know. The taste of
That
banana,
might be why you don't smoke.
or
'Cause you had banana peels and was like,
burning green tea also smells a lot like cannabis. Just smell like cannabis.
He's like,
You know what's funny is the reason
hey,
I know this.
nope, it's green tea. I swear.
The reason
You
I
wanna
know
hit
this is my brothers used to sell weed, and they used to cut it with green tea
Okay,
and
I
different
think
stuff
I
like
remember
that.
you saying something
And
about that. Yeah.
I knew how to roll because my dad would have me roll his cigarettes for him. So I would roll my dad's cigarettes. Like when I was really little, I was rolling my
I'm
dad's
teaching
cigarettes.
my kids to roll.
And
that's
my
for sure.
my brothers are like, "You roll some really good cigarettes. Could you roll us some cigarettes? We've got some tobacco over here."
Yes,
And I had no
remember
idea.
you telling me this.
And I'm
That's-
over there
I
rolling
remember
them.
This.
And then they're selling
Totally
them,
remember this.
and they're like, "Can you roll it tighter?" And I was like, "Sure." So I was rolling them really small because what they were doing is they were hiding them in the big pens. They would cut off the ink part. They would hide them in a big pen.
I did
and they would
that.
sell the pens at school.
Yes.
But
Well,
you
I
had to
didn't
roll
sell
them.
the pens. That's just kept it in the pen.
You had to roll them just right to fit into the pen.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So I would
Yeah.
used to roll them from.
That's awesome. I remember that. Where you used to put the joints in the big pens.
Yeah.
But I never sold them or anything or bought them. I would just roll them and put them in there and keep them in my pocket.
There was this one kid that got busted at school because he used the clear big pens, and we were like, "Dude, you're an idiot."
I was gonna say because he was smoking it in the bathroom. Well, what good does it do to hide it in the pen if you're gonna smoke it in the school,
so
you idiot?
my brothers were selling these pens, or the weed at school, right? And my brothers would go shoplift at like 7-Eleven, Circle K, whatever, and they would shoplift all this candy.
Mm-hmm.
Candy was not allowed in school. So I would take all this candy and put it in like pencil boxes, and I would
kidding.
sell one Now and Later or one piece of gum for like a nickel, right?
Remember, I used to talk about this on stage.
So I used to sell these little pieces of candy and
We used
stuff.
to sell Now and Laters for a nickel, bags
Yeah.
of Kool-Aid for a quarter.
So we used to sell that stuff at school,
Yep.
and I was making some good money.
We were the only 3 white kids at school too.
And my brothers were making money off the same kids selling them the weed, and I was selling them the candy.
Yeah, good.
I don't know where these kids got all that money though.
What do you mean? You had to have money for school.
Oh, like
Back
they
then.
took their lunch money, yeah.
Back then you had to have lunch
So
money.
the kids would spend their lunch money on weed and candy and stuff.
They gave you a card or whatever if you had free
Lunch, yeah.
So you just had to show it.
Or they give you a number.
Okay. Now they're like, oh, is that a fake card? Let me see that card.
Now they
Yeah.
just assume everybody's on free lunch. Actually, at my daughter's school,
That's so funny because that's what we found out. Our kids are not eating breakfast at home because they're getting it at school.
well,
So they're waiting until they get to school to eat.
all,
I'm like, what are you
all the
kidding
kids
me?
at my daughter's school, they all have a meal account, a lunch account,
Right.
and everybody has an account number.
Yeah. Our
So
oldest is first grader.
the kids that
She
could
had
afford
that.
it, they loaded it on their thing, and the kids that couldn't afford it didn't. Well, there's only certain things that you're allowed to have
Right.
on the free lunch thing, and my daughter didn't know that.
Mhm.
So she was buying stuff for her friends on her free lunch thing. And then I was getting a bill for it.
Oh,
So I had to stop her from doing that.
which one, Johnny?
Yeah, Joni did that. She didn't know.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what she told
She
you.
didn't know.
Jody's smart.
Well, that was a
Wouldn't be
really
surprised.
a really good 420. You did a good job.
That was a good
Yeah,
420.
you did a good 420.
I always look for your input,
Yeah.
but also, Jeff, I always look for your praise. Seriously though, I think we do some pretty good
Conjecture.
segments, man. I really enjoy doing the show. I hope people enjoy it.
Fact. Other people need to enjoy what we're doing, but they probably don't.
What does that even mean? I don't know what you
People don't
Jeff.
give a damn what we're saying.
I think they do.
No.
I think they give at least enough to enjoy it.
We got two-
laugh at us or
We got
with
two
us.
people that are
Just
watching,
laugh,
and both of
man.
them are going, "These people are idiots."
And one's related to me, and the other one's married to you.
Yeah. Conjecture or fact? Did I spell it right?
I think so. Yes.
This
Yes.
segment, Conjecture or Fact, we're going to be talking about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory,
Oh yes, that's right.
Charlie and the
That's
Chocolate
right.
Factory, and so
Because I actually read the book a long time ago.
the book was completely different than the first movie with
Yes.
Gene Wilder in it, And then the remake was trying to be closer to the book than the than the first movie, and they were trying to be completely different than the first movie. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Well, they made it more like the book. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was more like the book. The one with Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Johnny the Vampire Depp. Yeah.
Yeah, Richie's trying to talk to us on there.
Is he? I'm sorry, Richie.
But he says we're both ugly. Thank you, I appreciate that. But
Well, coming from him, he would know.
Anyway,
He has to look at it every day in the mirror.
so the original movie was, or the original book was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes,
that's
that was
the name of the
actual
book.
name of the book. And it was not necessarily a kid's book, dude.
No, well, and that
It
dude
really
that wrote
wasn't
that,
for kids. It was a dark kind of book on like societal issues.
well,
was
and
not...
it was basically a story about behavior, children's behavior, and how children need to learn how to behave properly, and if they don't, bad things happen. So it's a morality story,
right,
morals,
right, but also, yeah, more like a social structure thing too. There was because if you look at the kids themselves, there was
it was commentary on social structure.
Yeah, but there was a hierarchy to that. Yeah,
and then so the same dude that wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, he wrote like James and the Giant Peach and a bunch of other movies, or not movies, but a bunch of other books that were then converted into movies. Right. The Witcher.
Right, but they were made into more kids type stuff.
Yeah, but
they were brought down to a kid's level.
A lot of people don't know that the family of the guy that wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory didn't like how they did James and the Giant Peach, and they didn't like how they did The Witcher, or The Witchers. I think it's The Witcher. Both of those movies, the family didn't like the way that they did it. So when they did Charlie, and also, by the way, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, was actually named Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory specifically for candy bars, to market candy bars. Okay. That was the whole purpose, was to market candy bars.
Interesting. Okay.
They actually came out with a candy bar that they called the Wonka bar, so that they could, different flavors of the Wonka bar, so that they could promote Willy Wonka's Wonka bar.
Did they have gold tickets in them?
They didn't do the gold ticket thing, though, but they did have gold foil.
Genius, dude.
They did have gold foil.
Well, I'm saying that would have been genius to do a contest like that.
Well, and the contest was actually
genius.
The contest was actually based on what's his name? Dull? Something Dull? Dull? The guy that wrote
D-A-H-L?
Yeah, Dull. So the guy that wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, it was based on his experience when he was a little kid. I can't remember. I think it was Cadbury or some chocolate company had the kids in his class do a taste test of some new chocolate. So he was started to remember that when he was a little older, and wrote a short story for his kids about how it would be if you were a chocolate inventor inventing different types of chocolate, different candy. So that's how the story.
So then that
started.
Became the backstory of Charlie.
Yeah.
I mean, not Charlie, but
Willy Wonka. Right. Okay, so fast forward past Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So you got the remake with Tim Burton doing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Okay, here's where it goes into the conjecture of fact. Okay, a lot of people don't know that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory had a sequel to it.
So speculatively.
No, it's a sequel. It's totally a sequel. If you watch the movie, the Snowpiercer, the movie Snowpiercer was basically a sequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. At the end of the world, basically, the movie is about the world was trying to fix global warming, and they went the opposite way too far and created a situation where there was a worldwide global cooling.
So it was a true story.
And a person named
to be realized.
Wilfred. A person named Wilfred made an invention of a train that was a perpetual motion train. It always ran, so the engine would continuously run.
Right.
Okay, so the thought process is that Wilfred was adopted by Willy Wonka. Wilbur was Charlie, or was Willy Wonka's dad. Wilbur was Willy Wonka's dad, and then Willie was short for something else, and then Charlie, when he was adopted by Willy Wonka, his name was Wilfred. So
Changed
Wilbur,
his name to
Willie,
Wilfred.
So Wilfred made the train, and the train was Charlie made the train, and it was specifically designed for small people of small stature, to be able to do certain things on the train and to crawl into compartments to do certain. Because
Oompa Loompas. Okay.
The Oompa Loompas were small and could fit into
I
these
remember
areas.
this now. I saw this, by the way.
In the movie, they said that these
I saw the video.
there are certain parts that went extinct. Certain parts that ran the train went extinct. If certain parts that ran the train went extinct, spoiler alert, they were using children. They would find small children, they would measure the children, and then they would have the children go replace the now extinct Oompa Loompas to run the train.
Right. And they had to have the kids to do that.
Certain size and everything to put the kids in there.
So they were taking the kids from the back of the train.
Yeah. And it was basically a social structure type thing where the people in the back of the train were like coach, and the people in the front of the train were first class. And when the storm happened, all of the people who were on the train stayed on the train, and all of their descendants stayed on the train. And the people in the front, the first class people, were like the nobles, and the people in the back were like the serfs or the commoners. So it had that kind of a social structure with it. But so if you ever watch the movie, go watch the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and then right after that watch Snowpiercer. And here are some things you're going to notice. Not only the extinct parts for the machine, for the train, but the cowboy kid ends up being the sharpshooter assassin guy. Veruca Salt ends up being the bodyguard lady. Okay, the chick with the glasses, she's that other little girl. So each of the characters from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory are these different characters on the train.
Okay,
that work for Wilfred.
So then, what's the theory that when they go through the facility and they disappear, they're kept in the facility but not killed?
Right.
Even though the impression is given that something happened to those children.
But nothing happened to them. They just became...
in Snowpiercer, the thought is that they just became part of the system that makes the candy.
Right.
And then Charlie was adopted by Willy Wonka.
Right.
And he became a great inventor.
He learned how to invent
the train.
Right. He learned how to invent from...
And thus, when he invented the train, that gave him his status among all those kids already, because they had grown up together.
And then they became basically employees or underlings of him on the train.
On the last train.
On the last train, yeah.
For mankind.
Right. And if you watch watch those, just try to point out the different little kids, because there were 5 little kids.
Right, and I get you.
Charlie was one.
I saw the video. I'm not sure if it was Anti-Logic. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
That channel? I watch that a lot. He's really sharp, and the way that he puts things together, he never disappoints me on what he says, and you can see his.
But it blows your mind when you watch these 2 movies back to back. It
blows my mind that it was never connected. Like
that people didn't
when it came out. Well, because it's not. Look, if that's the case, they made that movie that way on purpose.
Yeah.
And they never made the connection, seemingly on purpose, because why wouldn't you connect it?
Well, no, there are a whole bunch of sequels that people don't know are sequels. There are a lot of movies that have sequels that you have no idea.
And that was Anti-Logic, I think. that did
Yeah.
that one.
So there are a bunch of movies that have sequels that people don't know that they're actually sequels.
Well, and some of those were obvious sequels, and some of them were not, like
Yeah.
the Snowpiercer and the Charlie. Because you really got to dig deep, because they don't give you the information to make that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can never catch that on the first round of Snowpiercer. Never. And you literally would have to do like the guy at Anti-Logic, who's very sharp, and this is what he does. He breaks down the underlying symbolism and tones of a movie. So when you write something, they tell you, one, write what you know, but also that there are like 5 basic themes in every story. Man versus man, or man versus self, maybe.
Maybe I should do another one of these.
Animal, man versus
This should have been
machine.
a breakdown. This should have been a breakdown.
Well, this is fine.
Instead of
dude.
Conjecture
It's okay.
effect, this should have been a
Fine.
breakdown.
This is fine. Because really that's what we're talking about too, right? Is that at some level all stories have some of the same basic components, right?
Well, yeah, there's love, hate, overcoming something. There's, the struggle of humanity, all those different stories,
Right.
And
Well,
have
I
you
was
ever seen
talking more like, the way the story's structured with the climax and day one,
Have you ever seen a movie
conflict and the
You ever watched a movie?
character development and all those things.
You ever watched a movie that has no dialogue at all and understood the entire movie?
I used to, when I was in the military especially, I used to watch TV with the sound off.
Well, I mean,
play
movies
music.
that were deliberately created with no,
Well, that's what I'm saying though.
Quest-
But I used to watch movies.
like Quest for Fire.
Okay.
Quest for Fire has
Okay, what
no
was the other
dialogue at
one?
all. No idea what you're gonna say.
Something about bear or whatever. Daryl Hannah. Fan of the Cave Bear.
Okay.
Right. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Okay. So those kind of movies where there's no real dialogue. What was the other one?
But there's sound
Mel
and stuff
Gibson
like that. But
did.
there's no dialogue. In
Right.
it.
Mel Gibson did the one. What was that one that was in like the mind?
And then you watch movies like Castaway and things of that nature, which you come to find out are just retelling of stories from before, like Omega Man. So Castaway was actually Omega Man.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at. In philosophy, they teach you that these stories at the heart boil down to just a few basic storylines, and once you get to that, then you can break down how they.
I thought that's what you were going to be doing.
Connect.
I thought you were going to do the breakdown as you were going to
This
do
is
the.
not my breakdown.
I know, but the other movies you were going to do philosophical.
I was going to, but now I can't just sit down and watch a movie like 5 times over the next week. I can't do it.
You can't just watch it once and know everything about the movie.
Well, I mean, I break down the surface level of the movie. I don't break it down like Anti-Logic. Dude, you don't know what that takes, man. I did this with The Matrix, right? And then they came out with the box set.
I'm telling you.
They came out with the box set of The Matrix, right? But I used to sit down and watch The Matrix and break it down piece by piece and try to get the basic concepts, because the movie itself seemed like a philosophical argument.
But there's more than the movie. You got the magazines, the comic books,
Yes.
books, all
Gotcha.
that stuff.
Gotcha.
You ever watch Matrix? There's a channel called.
How about we call it the franchise as opposed to the movies?
There's a channel called Matrix Explained, and this guy breaks down.
Okay, yeah, I've seen
everything.
I love it. Yeah.
He breaks down everything.
Yeah.
He's like, well, here's the backstory of this character. He goes through the whole character.
Yeah.
He's like, here's the theory of this character. Or here's the theory of why they do this and why they do that. Dude.
Maybe I could start doing that on the
He does
breakdown.
like
do some of my YouTube stuff, because I freaking love watching those YouTube videos. And
Yeah.
whatnot. I do. I really enjoy the way that they think and interact. For me, that's something I don't get most of the time. I don't get conversations that go into depth like that, because most people don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They don't care Oh, the Matrix. Oh, the Matrix is really about 10 different religions. Whatever. They don't care.
Well, actually, it was about. It
But
wasn't
that
even,
interests me.
It was about multiple
like
religions, yet no religion at the same time.
Right, but it took, what was it, the 10 main religions or whatever, and incorporated them in some way, but also it broke them down as a social construct as opposed to, actual enlightenment or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But part of that is because it was a digital construct in itself, so it's kind of hard to have God inside the digital construct, because really that's something that's going to be exterior.
Yeah, there are people that believe we're in the Matrix. That we live in the Matrix.
I told you, Philip K. Dick was one of the first people to really come out with that.
Did you know that there was a TV show?
He was a very famous writer. He did a Minority Report.
Did you know there was a TV show called The Matrix in the 80s? And in that TV show, the chick that plays Trinity was the main love interest of the guy who was in the
Carrie
TV
Ann
show.
Moss.
She was in that TV series.
And which one?
The Matrix, the TV series. The Matrix, the TV series, was about a guy that died, came back, and he had been between heaven and hell in limbo, and he was brought back to then find people to battle like evil. He was battling evil to track people down to either set them free or to eliminate them because they were evil. To send them to heaven or hell.
Interesting.
So basically, it was like the Neo character, and he was like the one who was sent back, and he can go between both worlds, right?
Okay, so
And
what was the name of the TV show?
Matrix.
No.
It was called
Right.
Matrix, and the chick that was in the TV series was Neo's love interest in the movie The Matrix, and they're supposedly not even connected.
That's what I'm saying. That's weird. Huh, I'll write that down.
I know something.
You know something.
So this next hour, we're going to be talking about Prison Rules, Woke this week, comedy horror, the
You're a whore!
pathetic pet of the week,
We only got like 45 minutes left.
comedy judo, and we might get to taking out the trash this time around. So Prison Rules.
Are we at Prison Rules?
Prison Rules.
Okay.
Boom. Prison Rules.
Prison Rules, yeah. So, yeah. Shit. Alright. Not sure, what was I supposed to do for Prison Rules?
I don't know. You wrote it down, didn't you?
No. I don't remember.
It's in the description,
I don't remember.
but I can't read the
I
description.
know, that's what I'm saying. Where's the description? Because I don't know.
Right here.
Where? What did it say?
Prison Rules. Oh, study. The study. The Mandalorian study. The Mangala story. The
isolation study.
Isolation study.
Yes. Oh, God. I don't know why that connected. I don't remember what I was doing with that mess.
He was talking about, there's this thing that he was talking about with this study that if you're isolated and stuff, then you go like crazy and junk. And his kids are isolated sometimes, so they kind of go crazy sometimes. So like, that's what's up.
Something like that. There you go. Next one.
I just did your Prison Rules for you.
Jamming.
Well,
We breezed right through that one.
Prison Rules. Okay. Woke this week. Woke this week, we talk about who's woke, what's woke, who got canceled, what got canceled. So,
I'm so glad we skipped the last section so we can get to this one.
I gotta
We
take
can spend a little extra time on it.
that off of there.
Yeah, take that off there and go to Woke this week.
Woke this week. I'm not even gonna put it up because I don't have it. Okay, so Pepe Le Pew was canceled because he's a sexual predator.
He is a misogynistic.
So Pepe Le Pew was canceled. Who else was canceled? Miss Piggy was canceled for the exact same reason that Pepe Le Pew was canceled.
She's a bit of
She's
a
a sexual
stalker.
predator.
Yeah, she's
Captain
taking
America-
advantage of a little frog.
So there's two different Captain America things going down. Okay, so there's Black Captain America in the TV show thing. Okay.
What?
Yeah, Black Captain America in the TV show The Shield. Okay.
The show The Shield, in the show The Shield, Captain America's black.
Yeah.
And nobody said, hey, how come Captain America's black?
Yeah, no.
But when Scarlett Johansson played the chick in Ghost in the Shell, and thankfully it was her and not somebody else because she had to wear that really tight outfit the whole time. Everybody pitched a fit because she wasn't Oriental.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Okay, but
This happens a lot. Continue.
Captain America in the comic strip now is gay. So his outfit that he wears is there's a star on his shirt, and he's got cut off sleeves, and he's openly
Why do
gay.
we even know that?
I don't know.
Why do we know Captain America's sexual preference?
Yeah, we don't.
It shouldn't even be discussed.
No, because Ben Shapiro said this.
It's
He
not
said,
like he's having sex in the magazine anyway.
Ben Shapiro
in the
said
comics.
that we used to
Ben
say
Shapiro.
well, it used to be, whatever I do in the bedroom, it's none of your business.
None of your damn business.
Now it's whatever I do in the bedroom, you have to not only accept it, but you have to celebrate it. That's what it went from. It's none of your business what I do in the bedroom to
Okay.
what I do in the bedroom, you have to celebrate and accept it.
All right. I like that.
So that's what's going on.
I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell the homosexual people that
The-
inquire
The executive editor, the editor-in-chief,
that they must celebrate my sexuality.
the editor-in-chief of Teen Vogue magazine was canceled this week.
Teen Vogue.
Now,
Now I'm secretly cheering inside, but please do tell.
So the editor-in-chief of Teen Vogue magazine is an African-American young lady, black lady, who she writes a bunch of woke articles about how communism is awesome, or she does the editing or whatever, right? But back when she was a freshman in college, she said a whole bunch of stuff about Asians that was considered to be racist today, when probably was considered racist then.
Yeah, I was going to say it might have been.
So she was canceled because of the comments that she made while she was in college 10 years ago.
I hate that, man. That
But here's the kicker.
really frustrates me.
Teen Vogue, the people at Teen Vogue, Human Resources, knew about it because when she got the job at Teen Vogue, she told them about it. And she said, I'm totally sorry. I've grown as a human being, and I do not think that way anymore. And I hope it's not going to be a problem.
That way then.
Teen Vogue said, no, it's not a
shit.
problem. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not a problem.
And now they fired her.
So a bunch of people that work at Teen Vogue who are like her underlings didn't like her and decided to get rid of her by pulling up stuff from her past that the company was cool with. They were okay with her answer of,
Yeah,
I
the
was
company
young.
knew they can't fire her.
So she decided, along with the company, to part ways.
Oh, did she now? So
And
they
they-
gave her some money, told her to go.
And she said a
go.
bunch of beautiful stuff about them, and they said a bunch of beautiful stuff about her, but they are officially no longer a thing.
Isn't that weird, dude? That we have it's becoming where if you say something 10 years ago, and this is the other thing. So think of it like this, okay? In terms of speech, right? So now there are terms that we say that mean something different than they used to.
Right. And you don't know.
You don't know what it's going to mean in 10 years. So you could say something now that has a different connotation in 10 years, and you can be prosecuted now for something that has happened 10 years ago.
that you had no idea about.
That in most cases seems to be the attitude of the time.
Well, I talked to my daughter about
But
this.
because you went along with it at the time, which was part of the thing anyways, is that if you didn't go along with it, you would have gotten beaten and ostracized,
Well, even if it was
and went
something-
through all those things.
even if it was something innocent, I talked to my daughter about this.
Yeah.
Okay, so-
it's not always nefarious either.
I talked to my daughter about this. I said, so you have pictures of you with Disney characters, various Disney characters from back in the day. Okay, so you have pictures of you drawing these Disney characters and these different characters or whatever. what if you fast forward 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and that Disney character becomes associated with hate or racism or whatever it is? You pick your thing, okay?
Well,
And
we realized that the hat that Mickey's holding is shaped like a penis.
so
Whatever.
all of those things come about later on, and somebody pulls up a picture you drew or a photograph of you wearing a shirt or with a poster behind you.
Right.
And then they destroy your career and your children's career and your grandchildren's career because of something that you did that you had no idea was going to be harmful later on.
Because they don't think they're going to be included. It's like my uncle, bless his heart, when he was talking that useless eater stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He was talking that stuff, and I said, listen, uncle, listen to me, okay? What you're talking about makes no sense. He's got a master's degree, okay? So he's a smart guy. It makes no sense because what you're saying to me is that you're not one of the people you're speaking about. You're one of these people. So you're not a useless eater. You don't think you are. So you're not one of the people who needs to be expunged from the planet.
But if one day you become...
But what if the people who are telling you this think you are and you don't know it? Are you going to be in there cheering and doing all that stuff? Here's what I say. Anyone who thinks that there's a problem with population and that the key is to cull the herd, let them be the first to line up.
Well,
let them be the first to do their part to save humanity.
Back on topic.
Otherwise, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, woke this week. Back on topic.
Needless to say, my uncle never brought that up again with me.
So the people who are
line up or shut up.
The people who are okay with being are okay
idiots.
with canceling things, or they're so woke they have to tell you how woke they are. Those people have no idea that they are putting themselves on the front row of the chopping block line. They're in the very front of the chopping block.
Well, yeah,
line.
they don't think they're going to be on that. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, they have no idea. They have no idea.
Like, that they don't understand. Yeah, that at some point they're going to be on that chopping block. There was a saying that said, that goes along where, hey, they started arresting these people, and I said that was fine. Those are bad people. Then they started arresting these people, and I was like, oh well, yeah, some of those people are bad people. Then they started arresting, the Christians. And then you're like, oh, well, I'm not really a Christian anyway. And then they come to arrest you, and guess what? Now there's no one to fight for you, because they've already arrested everyone else.
Yeah.
And so then you get arrested, there's no one to help you, and they've been slowly just squeezing in till they get everybody.
But here I'm going to quote Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro said this.
Again, this guy.
Hey, all the people at Teen Vogue that canceled that lady? Good for you. Good for you canceling. You just continue canceling because eventually you're going to be canceled. You keep going through the process of canceling, and what's going to happen is you're going to cancel all these people who are going to realize that you're canceling things for stupid reasons, and they're going to end up jumping to the other side.
If they ever realize it. That's what I'm worried about.
They're going to jump to the other side.
I'm worried that the reason they're making this push, the communists are making this push, we call them socialists, but they're really communists.
Yeah.
The reason they're making this push is because they know it'll work. Once the masks worked and everyone looked at you, or everyone started looking at their neighbor for not wearing a mask as if they don't care. As if they're not a hero, so there's something wrong with them.
You're killing
because
grandma.
You've got to wear a mask to be a hero.
You know who's a hero right now?
Once they realized that worked, they knew they could get Trump. They knew that they could get the people at the Capitol building, even though it hadn't happened yet. They knew they were going to do some of these things. They're going after the Second Amendment already. They're already doing all these other things. And the funny thing is, the first thing they should have done is the bailout for the American people due to COVID. Okay?
Yeah, if you tell me I can't go to work, so I can't earn a paycheck, you got to make up for that.
You got to give me some money. And if you're going to do the Great Reset anyways and get rid of all money, then what does it matter if we keep printing it like it's freaking paper, right? It doesn't matter now. So then I would say to you, what they proved, this administration proved, because they don't care about the American people. They've proved that all the programs that they said were bad before, they're going to continue. And some they made even worse because they're idiots. You've got a president who keeps calling the vice president President Harris. He can't half remember his speeches. He tried to pick a fight with Putin, and Putin said, well, let's debate. And now he doesn't want to talk about it anymore.
So back to woke this week.
Okay, so listen to me, cancel culture. Pay attention. Okay, that's your king. That's your king falling up the stairs.
They're going to cancel
who can't even finish a speech and still hasn't done a State of the Union address.
No.
I'm sorry, what?
Am I allowed to speak?
Because
That's what he said. That's what he said. He said, "Can I talk now? Can I answer questions?"
He doesn't know the State of the Union. That's why he's not doing an address.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to woke this week. I apologize.
Woke this week. So, amongst all of these canceled things, somebody got canceled, and then they went back to his past to try to bring up his past, but it wasn't that far long ago.
Jim Crow Joe. Oh.
One of the spokespersons, one of the speakers for the sheriff's department in Georgia, where the shooting of the Asian people went down. This guy goes out.
Shooting of the Asian people went down.
Well, actually, that's not even what it was about.
It's all right. It just sounded
sex
funny.
workers.
I had to slow down.
The guy had a sex addiction, and
supposedly
and he went to these people for his activities, and he was pissed off at them because he blamed them for his addiction.
Supposedly.
So then he went after them for that. It had nothing to do with their race. Because he didn't only shoot Asians. He shot people of other races too. But they only point out the Asians that were shot, but there were other people who were shot.
You know I love you, man.
There were white people who were shot too. But back. Oh, well, hold on. So the sheriff
opened this door way too far.
The sheriff.
I'm gonna kick it wide.
The sheriff's spokesman there. He was asked the question, and he said, "Well, the only thing we know is this is what the shooter said." And he quoted the shooter. And everybody went around saying that that's what that guy said and tried to cancel him for quoting what the shooter said. Then they went back to that guy's Facebook page and they went through his Twitter and his Facebook and they found a picture of him wearing a shirt that said Corona, made in China, Chyna. And they're now calling him a racist and trying to cancel him because his shirt that he was wearing. He quoted the guy. He didn't say that's what he thought.
Listen, here's the other thing, okay?
That's what this week.
If the virus starts in Zika, Africa, you call it the Zika virus, okay? That's it. This is ludicrous.
Ebola River?
The Ebola virus from the Ebola River. I mean, that's just what happens. You don't want to call it the China virus, fine. You want to say that it's racist to do that, then I would say that you're mistaken. China is not a race. China is a country. Chinese people might be a race, but China is a country.
That one dude goes, I'm not a virus. I'm not a virus. I'm a man.
Yeah, and we live in a time right now where the culture says COVID caused the lockdowns. COVID caused the unemployment. COVID destroyed our economy. COVID didn't do any of those things.
No.
Those were self-imposed restrictions.
You were talking about heroes. I was walking in the store the other day with no mask on. Some lady came up and goes, "You're my hero. You're such a hero. You're my hero." And I thought she was sarcastic, and I go, "You what?" She goes, "I would love to not wear a mask." I go, "Just take your mask off. If you would love to not wear a mask, just take it off." She goes, "No, because then the store will kick me out." No, the store can't kick you out. The store can't kick you out for not wearing a mask. They can't.
No, they can ask you to leave, and they can refuse to serve you, but that's it.
Yeah, and most stores...
They cannot physically remove you.
Most stores, by law, cannot police those things other than you're trespassing, you need to leave.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then you can just keep walking. They cannot put their hands on you. You haven't taken anything.
I've had two stores...
Haven't broken any laws.
I've had two stores tell me that they couldn't serve me because I wasn't wearing a mask. Just two.
Yeah.
One of them I got mad, walked out and cussed them. The other one I said, I need an incident report
Yeah.
because I have a
Tell me
medical
about that.
condition. And they're like,
I remember you
they're
telling
like, we'll still serve you. You just need to do it outside. Okay, we'll go outside.
me.
Well,
Yep.
now I've gotten to the point where
That's what I've gotten a lot of.
if they insist that I wear a mask, I've got this tiger head. So if they tell me I have to wear a
remember
mask
that,
or a
yeah.
face covering, I'm going
I
to go out
remember
to my
that.
car. I'm going to put on this tiger head. I'm going to go back in.
Almost died wearing that thing.
I'm going to go back in and I'm going to wear that tiger head. And I'm going to talk to them through the eye holes. Technically, it's a mask. It's a face covering.
Yes.
And it's more effective than the stupid mask that they're wearing because it covers my whole head.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There's no COVID getting in there.
Sons of bitches.
Well, what do you care? COVID doesn't come out until 9 o'clock. Everybody knows that.
Did we talk about the umbrella last week? Here's a quote. Ready? There's a guy walking in the grocery store. A lady walks by and says, "Hey, where's your mask?" And the guy says, "Well, hey, where's your umbrella?" She says, "What do you mean? Where's my umbrella?" He said, "Well, there's 20% chance of rain." She goes, "Yeah, it's only a 20% chance of rain." Exactly. It's a 0.3% chance or 0.003% chance of rain or a chance that I'm going to affect you or you're going to affect me with COVID. So if you're telling me to wear a mask, you should have an umbrella.
That's not exactly true. That's a death rate. That is not an infection rate, but it is funny.
It is funny.
Anyway,
So, where are we at?
I don't even know. I think we're at comedy.
Comedy horror.
You're a whore.
Did you bring yours? Or are you?
did.
Or are you?
I did, but I don't know if she's gonna come in here. You out there, dear?
There's a folding chair over there. Should I go get the folding chair for her? I'll go get it. You can stay here with the camera.
Oh yeah.
Keep the people
Keep
company.
that handsome face on the camera
Yeah,
there.
keep the people company.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the chair.
My wife is coming in here. Tell you what.
Tell you what. What? I just told you. There. Is that far enough?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I feel like I should wear a mask in here.
When you come in,
You just want to be a hero.
because I can't get past you once you're in here. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. It's on my
Whoa,
belt.
whoa, whoa. Put that away, sir.
Whoa, okay. I did not agree to be on that kind of show.
I have to button
I
my
thought that
button.
was the first hour.
I have to
Well,
button.
we just told you we were going to tape it. We didn't say nothing else.
Butter.
I'm out there leaving notes on the piece of paper for
Butter.
other people that use the room.
Hey,
They're
you're on,
gonna
You
love
need
it.
to
You're on my
clean this
headphones.
up after you are.
you're on my headphone.
I'm on your headphone.
You were on my headphone.
I was or am?
Okay.
Because his headphones.
Hello,
are slow.
female.
Apparently.
Hello.
Speak so I can see you.
Hi.
She's in no man's
I'm in the
land.
middle drinking
You don't
water.
speak. So I can see her level. I want to see her level.
Speak.
You see my level? I'm on the level.
See that little line that moves?
Sure.
And when it gets up in the yellow, that means they can hear you.
Yay! So I have to talk loudly.
There.
Oh God.
Yay!
I could move forward and you can move closer if you want. You can move closer if you want.
If I do, I might start touching him, and it's not that kind of show.
Can be.
Oh,
I meant closer.
Not with the sponsors you're trying to get.
I meant closer.
Yeah, well, those sponsors.
But can I tell you a comedy horse story?
I would say go ahead.
So
My story's shot.
I was out in front of a storefront yesterday, and this big girl came up and she's like, "Do you accept Apple Pay?" No, we don't accept Apple Pay. Oh, but I wanted to do something to, because I wanted to do something for you. Okay, great. She goes to her vehicle. She comes back with these Little Debbie brownies. She goes, "I was saving these for me, but you can have them."
Aw.
And she gave me her Little Debbie brownies.
And you
That's
said you
sweet.
need these more than me.
No, my thought
Oh.
was anytime a fat chick brings you some of her food, her
She's
snacks,
flirting with you.
there's something going down.
Yeah.
Especially when she was saving them for
She's hitting
herself.
on
But
Yeah.
my wife said, "Did you get her number?"
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Did I tell you about the custard place? I was at the custard place. My wife and I stopped at the custard place after a date one night, and I went up to the window and ordered because everybody else was afraid to go up to the window because it's during this penny thing, you know, the demi thing, penny
Is that
demic,
what we call it?
whatever. This kind of this anyway. So I go up and I order, and while I'm waiting for my order, I overhear back behind me this girl crying, and I turn around. There's a big girl in the drive-through, and there are like 4 cars in front of her about to pick up their orders, and she's over there going, "Excuse me, could you cancel my order? I left my wallet at home and my boyfriend doesn't have any money on him. So I can't, we can't," and she was crying because sad. It is sad. So I was going to buy her food, you know, buy her thing. But then I remembered I'm on a date with my wife. So if I'm buying a fat chick food, I'm not getting any.
This is when your wife stopped listening to the show. That moment right there.
No,
and changed the lock.
It's the, you know, I actually thought about the fact that she's with a guy, and if he didn't have any money to buy her, you know, a custard, she needs to really reevaluate that.
Get ready for it. That's the kind of people that are going to be everywhere.
You should have given her the number of the brownie chick.
I was going to give her the phone number. I was going to say 876-540, something like that.
867-5309.
309,
Yeah. Yeah.
No, 362-436. Hey.
Is that an app on your phone where you get
No,
called
it's
to
a
your
song.
phone but on a separate ringer?
It's Dirty Deeds.
Yeah,
Oh, I wouldn't know that.
Just ring
I
364.
should, but I would.
365. Yeah, but that's British too, so or is it Aussie? It'd be
Well, and
Aussie
you know why
number,
he,
wouldn't
you know why he added the hey at the end? Because they have different quantity of numbers. They only had what, 362, 436. Hey, so they have shorter phone numbers than we do here. So it didn't fit. So we had to add it. Anyway, what was your comedy horror supposed to be?
1597.
What was
Truth Seekers.
what was your comedy horror thing supposed to be?
Yeah. What am I supposed to be this week?
it? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Not drunk. That's
Oh,
awesome.
Damn.
That's
hey,
good.
only one down. I'm not drunk
I can
yet.
smell you from here.
Yet. Hey, this is water. Okay. The first one wasn't, but it was just one. Okay. Jamaica
Okay.
me happy. I did not know that Bartle and James had canned drinks now that have like an extra spiked kick to them. Very nice. Very nice.
Bartle.
B and
Did you
J.
get something
That's
ready
right.
for the trip
B and
home?
J. I got 2 somethings ready.
Cool.
While you two were in here talking about that it smells like green tea,
If
I
I
strongly disagree.
if
with
I
that.
ever drank alcohol, it would have to be Seagram's, because Bruce Willis sang the song. Seagram's golden wine cooler. Seagram's.
Really, you don't
golden
Dos
wine
Equis?
cooler. I don't drink, so
You don't drink. You don't smoke. What are
Yeah.
you good for? Don't answer that.
I don't drink
No.
Corona.
Isn't that
anymore.
a song? You don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do?
Adamant. We were talking about that earlier, Adamant.
Goody toot toot.
I don't drink Corona anymore, but it's not because of the pandemic. It's because I found out they use water from Mexico to make the beer. I'm good, thank you. That's why you had to put lime
That's
in the
why
beer.
you put lime in it. It kills
Yeah,
all
so
that.
that
That's
you don't-
acidity. It's fine.
so that
If you don't do
get a
lime with your
disease.
Corona, you weren't doing it right to begin with.
Lime. They're putting Lyme disease in the beer.
Yes, but if you don't eat the worm, you're fine.
That's tequila.
You
I
see,
know, but that also goes with lime.
originally
See?
when we said we were putting lime
That
in
was
the
a
Corona,
crossover lime joke.
we took these little ticks and we would put the ticks in there. So you would get Lyme disease. Or eating the lime.
And I'm the drunk one.
I'm just saying.
And you don't drink or smoke? You sure about that?
I don't need to. I gotta leave.
He does too. Leave. He's
Leave.
fine. Like,
I got my thumb.
fine.
Look, I put it
what
up.
are you doing, man? What are you doing?
I put it up and
What is
everything.
with this thing?
I put
I
it
don't
up.
know,
Look,
We
look.
need to hang
Right
it
here,
like
right
up
You
here.
got your wires
Just
crossed.
hang
No.
it like, just hang it
No.
like
You
the
put-
camera.
You put it like this, like that, like that. There. Put it like.
Just let it dangle.
Did you have to let
Alright.
it dangle?
Only if you wear briefs. Or commando, I guess.
I never
Me
understood.
boxers.
I never understood the boxers thing. Why would I wear boxers?
So your old lady can get to it quicker.
Why? She would have to get past like Mike Tyson and like. I don't think Mike Tyson would like it.
balls?
He's a little guy, so I
Like your
can wear
ear?
him.
Did she go for your ear?
She's gonna bite me.
Oh god.
Bite me like Mike Tyson.
That explains why you have a tiger head.
Tiger head.
Was it Tyson's tiger?
But when I'm talking to people, I'm talking to them through the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. Look at that! I like segued that in there. You like that? I like mished it together. I got the boxing in there, and I got my tiger head in there.
This is what they call delusions of grandeur right here. You guys are witnessing it. My cohort is a sociopath. All right, next.
Are you serious? What are you gonna do in comedy
Are you
horror?
serious?
What are you gonna do in comedy horror?
I'm not doing shit.
Comedy horror.
I'm sabotaging your segments.
Well, she could
I'm
be-
not doing my own.
Okay, then she could be part of the pathetic pet of the week.
Yay!
Oh, this is great. Well, I just
I
brought
call
her
him
in.
my
That's my
husband.
segment.
Okay, let's be respectful.
Oh, that's sweet.
He's not my pathetic pet.
Did I?
Good thing your pet knows how to drive, drunkie.
I am not drunk.
You
yet,
wanna be on the right
okay?
side or
Give it
left side?
time.
I was gonna say you'd be drinking on the way.
Pathetic pet of the week.
Oh. Burgers and beer.
That's not comedy, Judo.
Nothing like burgers and beer at midnight.
I'm gonna take that off of there,
Burgers and
and I'm gonna go like this.
yeah. Where's open at midnight now? Nothing on a Friday night.
No, man, I got the wrong one.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to do this.
Listen, man.
It's
He
not
said
letting
pathetic
me.
pet of the week, and I'm like, yeah, let's go get burgers.
Burgers.
Chihuahua burgers. Chihuahua burgers.
Is that Chrome?
I have
Why is
no
not showing
idea.
up right?
One
Isn't
of the ladies I support has a Chihuahua named Tinkerbell, or as I like to call her, Stinkerbell, because when she gets farts, it is
boom,
horrible.
boom, and boom?
Yo quiero
So we
Taco
doing
Bell.
that one or
Yeah,
this,
you
this
can't
side,
give her Taco Bell.
You wanna be on
She
that
will
side?
run for the border.
or do you want to be on
Quiero
this side?
Taco Bell.
That's better. Look how
Yo
I like
quiero
being on
Taco
top.
Bell.
Yeah.
there.
Here we go.
Well, you could be over there, or you could be over here on this
I don't
side.
know how long has it been though.
I think this side's better. Okay, so
Been at
I
least
brought on
2
top of
weeks.
you earlier when you
meet
were
the
asleep.
pathetic pet of the week. This pet is called Willow. This is Willow.
Aw.
Willow. We're gonna look at Willow. Willow. Willow.
Willow just wants to be high.
Okay, so Willow is a Chihuahua in Clinton, Missouri. She's a senior female, small stature dog. She has short hair. She's house trained. Her vaccinations are up to date. Willow becomes very positive of her person.
Possessive.
Possessive.
Yeah, she would do best with a single person in a quiet environment.
Prefers a home without other dogs or cats.
Yeah, she needs a retired woman of leisure to adopt her. Yes, so they can go play bingo together on Thursday night.
And
They have-
Chihuahuas live like 20 years.
And maybe
so.
No, they have no information about other than where to adopt her.
Aw.
Clinton Animal Shelter in Clinton, Missouri. You can
Good
go to.
luck.
Willow
Drive
just
all the way
appeared.
down there.
Where did you say Willow just appeared?
No, I'm just saying they have no more information about her. Like
Yeah.
she's mysterious.
She's yeah.
It's like the show. She's a midget.
She's
Well-
a gypsy.
It's like that movie.
I looked for a special
That's
needs
true.
Willow. I guess her special need is that she needs
Her special need
She
is that
needs a
she,
home with nobody but one person.
she needs to be the
For
only
her to-
person.
Claim she zings.
look at that picture.
She-
Look at that face.
Oh,
Says
she
puppy.
looks like she would totally
Willow.
bite you.
No, she
Willow.
doesn't.
Yes, she does.
She looks like she totally would love you to death.
Now I have a home
No.
full of Chihuahuas, and she would not fit in.
Yes, she would.
Look at her eyes. She
Look at
wants
her.
to kill everyone.
Told you she looks possessed right there.
Well, if you want to adopt Willow, you can contact the Clinton Animal Shelter in Clinton, Missouri at 660-885-7999.
Probably not now though.
Yeah, the hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday from noon to 4.
Oh, yeah, they're cool.
Oh, you have to wait until Monday morning. If you just fell in love with Willow you have to wait like 36 hours before you can call and
Dude,
do
I gotta
anything
tell you.
about it.
We wanted to adopt this dog, and they had it
This
listed.
dog?
No, another dog.
Oh.
They had a dog listed for adoption. We're like, that dog's perfect. So it was before Christmas. We were like, hey, we'll send you an application right now. We want this dog. And they go, well, we don't have the dog yet. We'll have the dog after Christmas. But
How do they sell something they don't have yet?
so they had these little
Really
stockings with the dog's picture, and you take the stocking with the dog's picture and you buy them Christmas gifts. And then so we thought, well, we're going to adopt this dog, so we're not going to give the dog the Christmas gifts. We're going to save the Christmas gifts and give the dog the Christmas gifts when we get her, because we're the first ones that asked, right? So we're like, yeah, we want this dog. So they get the dog, they put the dog in a foster home. The people at the foster home put in paperwork and wanted the dog. And then another group of people put in information wanting the dog. But we had already put in our stuff. Well, they never took our information because the people that had it listed for adoption didn't even have it in their shelter. It was in another shelter. But they worked with each other.
So nobody got the dog?
So they put us in the back of the line behind everybody else, even though we were the first ones. We were the first ones to ask about the dog.
And how does it feel to be treated like an African American in
telling you.
America?
I sat there going, man, you people are messed up.
I'm sorry, was that not
We
appropriate?
just got shut down, Jeff. That was nice. It was nice to have a show.
So
I'm
Want
sorry.
to start a new one or
I'm
what?
sorry.
Change the name.
the next
Great. White privilege
The
just
white
over the
man
whole
had
freaking
to
show.
go to the end of the line to get the Chihuahua. Oh my gosh!
well, what pissed me
what
off
does
was
oppression feel like?
what
Good
pissed
for
me
you.
off was if you want to adopt an animal and you're the first one in line, and then they're like, we never got your information and we don't even have a dog. It's like, well, why the hell are you taking my application anyway? Why are you taking my application?
You should get someone from the NAACP to
You should have had me. You should have had me go to the place
So
that
you don't
had
get
the
the
dog,
dog.
told me who had the dog, and I would have went there, and then I would have been first in line.
There are other dogs out there, Jeff, waiting
Sounds
for
like
you
Jeff
and
got
Melissa.
sloppy seconds. How's it feel?
I don't want that dog.
Not anymore. Now that it's been passed around. That's messed up.
I don't want that dog.
Sloppy senior citizen second.
All right. What's
No,
next,
she's a senior
Dave?
dog.
She's a
Um,
senior
Let's do
dog.
Com-
comedy judo.
Comedy judo.
Are we getting our picture?
Well, I sent a message
Uh-huh.
to my
What to Mrs. Onyx?
How is your amazing significant other this evening?
she is fabulous.
What is she up to?
She's up to
Wine?
playing video games
Oh,
and
that sounds
sewing
fun.
and sewing and playing video games
Yay.
Nice.
and being a housekeeper.
What type of video
house-
games
house-
does she? Is she like a Call of Duty or like Pac-Man?
Well, we got 7 Days to
Somewhere
Die
between.
we got 7 Days to Die for the PC.
Oh, there it is.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh,
7
this
Days
is
to
gonna be
Die.
It's a
awesome.
zombie horde
that the
crafting
picture?
survival game.
All
Is that going to be our
right.
picture?
That's going to be our picture.
I can't even see
That's
it.
phenomenal.
Is that Curious George at the top of the
Uh-huh.
stairs?
Yeah.
Boom. And boom.
And like Dunstan at the bottom?
This is for
Oh, no.
canceling
That's
cartoons.
Biden.
Yeah, that's George. He's putting banana peels. This is for canceling cartoons.
Here, I'll even put up the. Now we'll put up the thing. Comedy judo. This is comedy judo. So we do comedy judo now. Wait, I got something new for comedy judo. Hold on. I got something new for comedy judo.
I don't get pen and paper.
Oh, you're not writing anything.
Okay.
Are
Are
you?
you?
Wait, are
Can I
you?
just crack jokes while you guys write?
No, because then,
Yeah.
then no,
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
steal our jokes.
Okay.
Ooh,
I don't think you're
there's
gonna
just
think
the
the
right-
same
Yeah,
things
probably
I'm
not.
thinking.
Yeah, she'll give us.
I'm thinking he's following George and the banana peels so he can find more little girls whose hair he can sniff. If that was what's in your head, then I apologize. You look like an evil villain who just came up with, yeah, I'm gonna write that down. Watch my language, sorry.
Wow, I wish you would have been telling jokes.
Waiting for like the Animaniacs to come out and pull his pants down right now.
Boom.
Because that's
Done.
totally what would happen.
Done. I'm done. Are you done? This
Just
is
because you
amazing.
finished
It's like the
first
kid
doesn't
that
mean
walks
you're the
up and is
winner,
like,
Jeff.
Dad, are
It's
you
a-
busy? And they can tell you're talking.
It's amazing.
You know?
because I normally, he normally finishes first. I normally don't finish first. I'm just a little excited there, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
Aw.
only one of us can go 3 times, though,
Premature
Jeff.
ejaculator?
Whoa.
Dude,
Oh.
my
You
rec-
have never gone 3 times
My record
in
is-
the whole time we've done the show
my
on
record
Comedy
is
Judo.
six a day.
Not a Comedy Judo.
Mine is 6 a day. Oh, I
There
get
you
you. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So,
thought you were talking about something else.
Yeah, I think you're...
He thought you were talking about chihuahuas.
Because
Yeah.
He's
How
like
many
6 in a
chihuahuas he
day.
does in a day.
my
Oh.
my history with prowess and longevity and girth is very well known. Everyone knows this history. So yeah.
By everyone, you mean you and Yakov?
No, I run to the border and everybody's like, "Is that the guy that has the prowess and the longevity and the girth?" And I say, "Yes, it's me." And he goes, "I remember you. Weren't you a stripper in the '80s? Your name was Girth Angel." Girth Angel, Girth Angel.
You're fucking weird. You're so weird.
All right, I'm ready if you're
I'm never
ready,
going to be able to
Freddie.
watch Back
Short
to the
and steady.
Future.
Since you finished
Again.
first today, go ahead.
Oh, I finished first. Joe Biden was recently tested for COVID with the brand new anal swab test
Oh, that's funny.
present-
funny.
presented here by Kamala Harris.
I'm going to officially disagree with that
You just
joke
called
and
Kamala
separate
Harris a
myself
monkey.
from it entirely.
He's technically not a monkey because he doesn't have a tail.
He's not a
His
monkey.
tail is behind him.
You,
Every
you do
Monkeys
know
have
that
tails.
the original
That's
Curious George did have a tail,
No.
right? Yes.
No, that's a
Oh,
Mandela
my
effect.
goodness.
That's not a
That's a Mandela effect. He
dude.
never had a tail.
Anal probing and
I
racism
told you
all
this.
in
It's
one
just
joke.
like
It's
the
not-
Berenstain
that
Bears.
is-
He's not a.
It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous argument. The Berenstain Bears were spelled both ways. I have proof. We had 2 different books, 25 years apart. One was spelled Berenstein, and the other was spelled Berenstain. So I don't want to hear it.
Neither
that
are signed
Mandela
by
effect
Kamala
is
Harris.
bullshit.
We've got
It's simply created to confuse us.
we've got some school books from
Ridiculous.
the 1800s, from the early 1900s, late 1800s,
Uh-huh.
and we've got one school
And they
book.
change right in front of your face
It's called
while you were looking at it.
God's Glorious Universe, and it's a science book. And it's
I think you told me about
God's Glorious Universe, and it's all about how, everything can be proven scientifically based on how you think about God.
Well, it's just as provable as science. How the hell are you going to tell me the Earth is 4 billion years old?
Next
You cannot prove that.
Next week I'll bring the Evidence
Mother
Bible.
Earth never
Have you seen the
reveals
Evidence
her
Bible?
true age,
Huh?
and it's
Have you seen the
inappropriate
Evidence
to
Bible?
ask.
The Evidence Bible.
It's a Bible that has a bunch of scientific facts in it, and they'll have the scripture, and then they'll go, and here's scientifically the study or the science behind what's in the Bible. It's called the Evidence
So
Bible.
fake science proves the existence of God. That sounds
Well, like a
scary.
there was a guy who was noticing there was a lot of infections and a high rate
All
of
right,
death
we got 2
in
minutes
hospitals.
left, man.
No, high rate of death in hospitals.
Going to be able to read my shit.
No, look, we have 8 minutes left, it says. Anyway, and he read in the Bible that if you wash your hands in running water, so then he started washing his hands in running water, and until hospitals
never got sick
started
again?
washing their hands in running water.
Oh,
Okay, your
Versus
turn.
dipping
All
it
right.
in a bowl like they do at
Yeah,
church.
yeah.
Yeah,
okay. So
or in ancient Greece.
if you want to have a little fun with this, and you're watching the show right now, take this and run with it. I put Jim Crow Joe gets payback.
Jim Crow Joe gets payback. Yeah.
Let's just say that the way he referred to black people was very well presented right here
Yeah.
on the stairs for you. Curious George gets shot by Secret Service. Recovery expected. And then I did a little something that I thought maybe George would say to him. Welcome to Cuba, bitch! Alright.
Actually, just after this,
into butt plug
what you don't
covers
see is-
found upstairs.
what you don't
That's
see
what
is
he went with the anal probe. That was
Yeah.
funny. 'Cause the
just after
Chinese
this, just
doing
after this,
anal probes to foreigners.
Secret Service tackled him to the ground and then leaned on his neck.
Jeez.
Curious,
I can't breathe.
curious George Floyd.
Curious George.
Wow.
Sorry, I couldn't help
That's
it.
awesome.
I couldn't help
I
it.
think we should end the show on that one.
I think the bug need to be publicly.
Flogged.
Yes, I was thinking that. With a banana peel, maybe
quartered.
would be appropriate.
I don't get it. Why would it be bad? Okay, so next week, we're going to be doing the show on Friday. Then
That's great.
we're switching to Friday.
Yes, for the next 4 weeks.
Next 4 weeks, we're switching to
Friday.
Friday. Okay.
All right.
Next 4 weeks, it'll be on
Instead of
Friday
Sunday.
instead of Sunday, and I'll post it on Facebook and let you people know what's up.
Yes.
So, and then this will be on what?
And I can just drive straight from
Y'all are
work.
going to do a shout out.
Look, this is going to be on Anchor, Spotify, Radio Public, Rumble, YouTube, and here on Facebook.
Did we get somebody
Why
off
not
the Rumble?
TikTok?
Didn't we get a
We got a
subscriber?
new person on because TikTok is only like 10 seconds.
To the new person on
Do
Rumble.
a TikTok video.
You know, next week get on the
TikTok.
chat and just tell us who you are. You could
If-
be on the show, sort of.
If you comment on any of the comments and stuff like that, you
Then
know,
we'll comment back to you about your comment.
we'll comment you. Except for if you're on the Comedy Vets feed, because if you're on the Comedy Vets feed, he's not watching it,
No,
and he's supposed to be.
totally not watching it today.
All right.
So
Yeah,
if, you,
he's gotten
if
by
you're
the
on the
phone
feed
line,
right now,
that
I'm
means he doesn't need to start now, okay?
whatever. I was reading way before you.
You've been listening to